Oh, yes. Oh, yes. If it's noon and it's Wednesday, it's us, the High Noon Hemp Show. We are live, hopefully, if everything has gone according to plan, on. Why does my microphone sound so loud, so low to me? Does it sound low to you? It sounds very low.
No, you sound kind of normal to me. So I
It's very
think you're
annoying. I like to hear
might be on
my
your end. I don't know.
I like to hear my voice very loudly, yelling at
You're
myself.
coming through as clear as you can be to me anyway.
So if
So,
everything else has gone according to plan, we should be live on the Hemptations Beach Facebook page, the Jedi Hemp channel on YouTube, and the Hemptations Twitter page. Through the amazingness of technology, of course, the podcast can be found on Podbean, iHeartRadio, and Google Play. To search the High Noon Hemp Show. I am Joe Clare after all of that still, and he, of course, he is the with Beach in the High Noon Hemp Show with Beach. It's Beach. He is live at the headquarters
hello.
in Sharonville. How are things, Beach?
Hi everyone. I can tell by the alarms going off that it is in fact noon, the first Wednesday of the month. So we must be the High Noon Hemp Show.
And the Russians are attacking.
That's right. It's that or the Russians are attacking, but I don't think so. So let's not start any rumors about Russians.
No, they're
I'm
celebrating
not in the
us.
Russian rumor game. Um, But welcome everyone. I sit high above the hemp quarters in Sharonville for the High Noon Hemp Show, and as Joe said, we are all over the place. So there is no place you can't watch or listen to the High Noon Hemp Show. So you have
Even if you
no
wanted to.
excuses
Can't avoid us.
whatsoever. It's true. We got a lot going on this week, man. I got some interesting news and stuff. We've got our event tomorrow night, the Hemp in Cincinnati. Where we are going to be joined at the 3 Points Brewery by a slew of hemp geniuses. We've got Rick Trojan from the Hemp Road Trip. We've got Nick and the Queen City Infusion Gang. Annie Rouse, I believe, from the Kentucky Hemp, or from the HIA. I'm sorry, the Hemp Industries Association. She's going to be there. I'm going to be there. We're going to be talking hemp. We're going to be snacking on, I believe, some CBD snacks brought to you by, I believe, the Queen City Gang. The tickets are available on Eventbrite, I assume, and I don't want to speak, but you can buy tickets at the door, obviously. Again, this is at the 3 Points Urban Brewery here in Cincinnati. And so I think that's going to be an exciting night here in Cincinnati when it comes to hemp. Hopefully, we've got a good crowd that shows up. We'll see. I think you get a couple drinks with your ticket as well. So come out, have a couple adult beverages. We'll talk about hemp and all things hemp and what's going on with hemp and hemp. At Hemp in Cincinnati tomorrow night. I guess condolences go out to Amy Wolfenberger.
Yes.
Unfortunately, she did not. She did not win her seat on the Norwood Council. But you win some, you lose some. She stuck her head out there. Something I would never do in politics. I will never run for office. I don't. You could beg me. You could pay me. You could pay me a bunch of money, and I would not run for office. Not saying I wouldn't be a great politician. I'm just saying I don't want any part of that business. There's a lot of businesses I'll get into. I'm an entrepreneur, but I do not want any part of that business. That business, your opinion can get you killed. Your opinion can get you made into a terrible person. I don't want it. Anyway, we discussed the USDA has released the official hemp rules. And of course, they're doing too much. They're overreaching with the regulations and stipulations. I have seen said parts of it that if it is true what they're saying in them, that it might make it almost impossible to grow industrial hemp at all, because I think now they're talking about THCA, which is different than Delta-9 THC, which is the big 0.3%. again, I just feel like, and I once again I'm kind of slacking on this because I don't. I just haven't had a chance to really sit down and look at the of what really is going on. They are taking comments, and so get yourself a copy of the USDA regulations that were just released. Look over them, see what's bad. Um, again, I look at it as everything should be, and I know we're not going to get this. We're not going to get this maybe until the next Farm Act, but I look at it as arguing it should be treated no differently than corn or soybean. And so if they want to treat it differently than that, then voice your opinion against that to
Absolutely.
the USDA.
USDA website,
Because
between now and the end of the year, the public comments are open on
you
the
know,
hemp
and again, they
regulations.
may not listen. They probably won't listen. I think if they get enough pressure on enough stuff that's really absurd, um, then they may change some things. And again, I will get better details. We have a month, but I encourage everyone out there in the hemp world to get those details, and then go and make your public comments to the USDA in a logical, um, um, way, so to speak. Don't just yell at them in an email, because then they definitely won't listen. Take to the points and argue the points. Argue the side of the points that makes sense. Which is, it shouldn't be overregulated. It shouldn't be overfeed. And all honestly, and I know that I think the actual agricultural act might actually include wording that says you can't be a felon for the last 10 years. That's absurd. All those things that exclude or will exclude the average person from growing industrial hemp, should be argued against. Again, what the USDA decides to do with that, it's the same as what the Department of Agriculture in Ohio is deciding to do with that, which is not change a thing, as far as I know. I haven't heard official word. I know that official comments closed last Wednesday
Mm.
in Ohio, and I tried to send them an email through their official thing, and somehow I don't think it worked, which I thought
No,
was funny.
it's amazing.
I just thought that was totally bizarre. And I have a copy of that, and I could post that, but I don't think it went through, which was the weirdest thing. But anyway, voice your public opinion against treating hemp like a drug, treating hemp like it's anything else than an agricultural commodity. Period. I don't care what you can do with it. It's ridiculous to treat it any differently than corn or soybean at this point.
I did see
And
one of the
so,
more interesting aspects of the USDA, the final interim rule or whatever, is it seems like they're aware that the 0.3% is going to be kind of a problem. So they've added something to where you have this other number, and then you got to do some math calculations to find out if you're at 0.3%, and if you're within a
yeah,
certain range, you can be above 0.3%. So they're aware of the
yeah,
problem, but it just seems like they're going to complicate it further with a lot of
yeah. And
calculations and such.
I did see that too. And I looked at those numbers, and they're like minuscule.
Mm.
It's like, so now you can be,
You found this tiny little range,
point
and
4.1% or something, or if it's something. I did see something about that. And honestly, my advice there is argue the 1% THC. Again, they won't change that. I don't think they'll get that, but I think that if we need to start putting that in their ears now, if we start talking about 1%, at least 1% would make a difference. There's no high in 1%. I guess we'll have to do some studies to verify that. I think you could go to 2% and have a very little bit high if you're using the product for that. Again, I say if you're going to make that product into some type of textile or build a house with it, shouldn't matter what the THC content is. It should only matter now when growing for the flower and this new CBD business. All the other parts of growing hemp, it shouldn't matter what the THC content is. You're not going to get high licking your walls in your concrete house made out of hemp. I promise you this, okay? And the question that we used to get asked, that I used to get asked personally, was all the time, can I smoke your jeans? And guess what? Even if that fiber is 28% THC in the flower of the fiber plant, there's still not, you still can't smoke my jeans. And so, I can only hope that eventually somehow again, it should just be open, and in 5 years it won't. When the next agricultural act comes along, I don't think it will matter as much. I truly believe that cannabis will be legal in the United States by that time, and so I really think that at that point we'll see a lot of these absurd rules that they're still putting on industrial hemp that they don't need to because they want to treat it like a drug when it's not, go away. But that's a long time. But this is our chance right now to tell the USDA and start getting this stuff in their ears, whether they listen or not. Right now, I think putting it and giving it to them and saying, this is the way it should be, will hopefully move us in that direction eventually, and it will be no different than corn or soybean. Just like in Europe, everybody knows nobody goes and steals industrial hemp flowers out of fields in France or Germany or the Ukraine or any of those places. And so, we just need to get over it and just ignore all that stuff, and then everybody else will ignore it, and all we'll have is byproducts, and no one will really care. I've been saying it for years. And so, all right, well, there's a little bit of local stuff. I can consider that local. We got a bunch of news in the news segment, but now let's get to the product spotlight. I am excited. The first product is our new gummies. Yay! We got the Hemptations
sound effects, but here we go.
That's right. The Hemptations gummies. Coming to 300, 600, 900. And obviously that's just what we have done is made each gummy 10 milligrams. And I can't believe, obviously I'm a ridiculous salesperson, but our gummies are leaf shaped, which I have not seen in the CBD gummy business yet. They come in lemon, lime, pineapple, and grape, and it's kind of mixed. All three flavors mixed in there. But again, it's exactly 10 milligrams per gummy. So obviously there's 30, 60, and 90 in each container to get you there. All priced at the same price as our tincture, which is very good. As we are seeing, and I am correct, we just dropped one of our companies that we carry. We dropped their prices because they dropped their prices because we are seeing that. We're going to see a lot of companies do that. We came in kind of later, so we kind of started with a better price. And now we're just kind of waiting to see what happens with everything with this year's crops, because I think that's really going to drop the price. The next one, because we got our cold weather coming, this is kind of the breaking into the cold weather stuff, I guess, is a top hand glove scarf. And so this is just a natural colored scarf. We were dyeing these for a while. We may get back to doing that again. But with winter coming, you want to keep yourself nice and warm, and hemp scarf can do that for you. And so those should be in all the stores. If they aren't, you let us know, like I said. And we will get those to you so you can wear them.
Make sure
we have hats and stuff to match that too.
World famous High Noon Hemp Show.
World famous, internationally known. The next one is the Satori leaf hat, again with winter coming. This is kind of a beanie winter hat. You can show off your love for hemp with a nice Satori leaf hat. And so those should be in all the stores as well, I'm pretty sure. And then the last is the Wonder Seed. And the Wonder Seed, they've been around for a while, just have a handful of products, but this is the hemp body wash. Their original name, and I can't remember what it is now. I should, because we carried their stuff way back in the day. They got so big with their original name that actually somebody else had used them that they had to stop using it and then change to the Wonder Seed. Very, very, very good body products. Hugely loved. No, I'm not going to start speaking backwards. That's not a dig. Okay, it was. So there you have it, folks. 4 from the store. Now, the one from my door, this is kind of interesting because this is kind of segues into the next segment, which I know is the crowd favorite in the world. I say that only because Joe says that, because I believe everything that he tells me. If he tells me, I believe it. But this is my ski / snowboard outfit. And so the jacket and the pants are Holden company. And I had the labels, and I know they had some, all kinds of good facts about it. But those are both hemp, and again, that's Holden, who is a very, very big name in ski wear, snowboarding wear, and things like that. And then those snowboard boots, which I'm pretty sure have been on the show before, those are Nike hemp snowboard boots. And so this is from my door. Not sure if I can see out of there, but I don't need my face in the picture, that's for sure. But so there you have it. Product spotlights, 4 from the store, 1 from my door, which was an outfit leading right into the next segment.
The outfit portion of the show. And now, as I said last week, not only the greatest thing on Facebook, now the greatest thing on YouTube and Periscope and Twitter as well, and various podcasting platforms. Although if you're listening, you can't see, so you can't get the full flavor of what we have going on here. You have to get the video.
I should have described the color. It was gray. My last outfit that I just described was gray.
Yes. For the visually impaired, because they're listening to the podcast and they cannot see the video because there is no video. It leads us
That's right.
to the beachwear segment. I know beachwear, winter's coming up. You want to learn how to dress, and this is where you learn. It is where we ask the most important question that you'll hear all day. What are you wearing beach?
That's right. If you're just waking up, or perhaps you've been up for a while, you're getting ready to go to bed because you're watching in Europe. I don't know. And you're asking yourself, what are you wearing, beach? Now you'll know. And in fact, it is kind of beach-weary, ironically enough. My hat is actually a Satori, kind of a paperboy soft hat. My shirt is a hemp hood lamb, and that's the 5 facts. This is what we have on the trailer. And so I really like, if I go out, I try to wear one of the 5 facts t-shirts so people can read my back and become smarter. My jacket is a company name called Smith Center, and that's a pretty old jacket. I don't believe Smith Center makes any hemp goods right now, if they still exist. And so now I do believe, if I remember correctly, that they might have been operating out of Kentucky at the time. I'm not positive on that. I might have to do a little more research on Smith Center. But it's it's not cold here yet, and so it's kind of a lighter kind of coat. Now you've got my I Love Bad briefs. The pants, which you can see my Green Spring Technologies pen in my pocket there. These are actually Just Naturel, whom is no longer exists, but these were actually, I believe, called beach pants in his catalog. And so this is kind of a lightweight pant, kind of originally made for beach wear. I just found these in a drawer. I'd kind of forgotten about them, and so I'm kind of breaking them out late. Next summer, I'm going to be wearing my beachwear a little bit more with the Satori can of socks with the big leaf. And for all of you out there that are listening, everything is black and natural for the most part. Jacket black, pants natural, shoes are my Sony black and natural shoes, part of their vegan line. Which I really like because A, they're comfortable, and no animals had to die for the shoes, which is a great thing. No animal should have to really die for any of that stuff. I know that I'm a hypocrite by saying that, but because I'm sure I use some product. But when I can, I try to think like a vegan. I try to think like a vegan. Honestly, I'm not. I'm not a practicing vegan. I know that's my joke. I'm not a practicing vegan. I'm a non-practicing vegan, I should say, because I do support the idea of obviously uh, of that. And so there you have it, folks. No matter where you are in the world, if you were wondering, what are you wearing, Beach? Now you know.
Indeed. I can't help but
Yeah.
think, with all the companies that are no longer making these products, they're really missing out on the publicity and the fame that will come from being on the High Noon Hemp Show. So
That's
it's a
true.
shame.
Continue to search eBay and all those places for things because you might be able to find one of those classic hemp outfits from a company that no longer exists, unfortunately. Exists. Unzis. Did I just make up a word? Unzis? No, I didn't say. I do make up some words sometimes, or I combine words sometimes, I think. All right. Well, there's quite a bit kind of in the news, I think, this week. Obviously with crops coming to fruition this year, we're kind of seeing harvest and all that. What we're all actually starting to see is more word from processors and manufacturers, and this is kind of fun. There's a company called Appalachian Biomass Processing, and they are going to process bales of hemp stalk. This is a question that I get a lot right now. Because that's waste for a lot of people, and they don't know what to do with it. They don't even know that they should do something with it. Um, and so finding an outlet for the shiv and the bast. Okay, the bast is the fiber part of it. The shiv is what we call hurd. Hurd is not a real word in the agricultural or anywhere. We kind of made that up with hemp. But that's basically what the stalk is made of. And so this company is going to process both the bast fiber and the shiv. And so herd. And so that's the companies. I tell you, honestly, if you were thinking about starting a hemp business, the processing those materials, the fiber or the shiv, the herd part of the stalk, is going to be something that is needed. You got the hemp wood plant opening up, and so we're going to see more and more of those. And we need more and more of those, to encourage the farmers to at least do something with their waste if they're growing for CBD, and if not, to know that if they want to grow for fiber or they want to, if you're growing for fiber, then you're growing for shiv because they go hand in hand. That there's an outlet to get those things processed and marketed to products and whatnot in the world. So this is this is kind of interesting because I don't know how I feel about this, but I've seen in this week, I've seen both ads for CBD leggings and CBD pillows. Now the CBD leggings are, the pants are infused with CBD, and they kind of make sense. That makes more sense, I think, than maybe the pillow, other than you might be absorbing some of the CBD into your face because you're not going to breathe in the CBD to have its benefits with the pillow. But the leggings, they're touting them as workout pants, good for. And I don't know how is that one workout, one pair of leggings is. I mean, are you going to? I don't know how that really works with a pair of pants infused with CBD. But my
Seems
point is,
unnecessary.
everything is going to have CBD in it, and
Take
now
a
I have
gummy.
seen leggings and take a gummy, rub some lotion on your legs before you go out, for that matter.
Take a long way to go to get that
But
effect.
you know, if you need a new pair of leggings to run in, and you really want to try some CBD ones, they're out there. um, now we go to a little bit of bad news. I don't know if that was good news. That's just interesting. But now we've seen a huge industrial hemp seizure in New York. And so this just played out in the last couple days. But of course, they show the cops with all these bales or whatever of hemp, and they're all proud of themselves.
Dangerous hemp off the
But
street.
we're, yeah, we're finding that I have heard, and again, we'll see how this turns out, that it is in fact industrial hemp, and that these cops need to take the chip off their shoulder. Um, this is the fun, interesting, good stuff. The World Surf League is now sponsored by a CBD company, and we're going to see more and more sport associations accepting CBD, so to speak. I think it's still kind of a controversy in some of the and I don't want to call these guys not pros because they are pros, but in the pro, basketball and baseball and football, I think it's still kind of a controversy with CBD, even though it's 100% legal for them to use. I think they should try to probably use an isolate so they don't fail a drug test, possibly, but the lotions don't matter. My advice to, and they might want to do some research on this, but even if they wanted to use THC and CBD lotion, I don't think that gets into the bloodstream. And so, we're finding the topicals are very useful to isolate certain situations, and athletes are. In fact, I made a comment a year ago when we first started the show about Paul Pierce, Boston Celtic, he was on a panel and they were talking about THC, but he said, well, we're seeing guys in the locker rooms using CBD products already. And so athletes are finding the benefit, whether it's Tiger Woods or whomever. I just saw that Rob Gronkowski, I believe his name is, used to play for the Patriots. He said he would come back to the NFL if he could use CBD products or something weird like that. And he is, of course, he's getting into the CBD business, but he obviously has seen the benefits of it in his own life. And the only thing that would take him back to that painful game, one of the most painful game in the world, probably, besides rugby, maybe, is CBD. And so he wasn't making a statement about THC. He was making a statement about CBD in the NFL. And so that alone, is again a huge testament to the validity of that. And so that's kind of interesting. We're going to see more and more of that. This is kind of, now this is really fun. I saw an article and they had it was called 17 tweets about CBD or something that were just kind of fun. And the first one said, and this was a tweet from somebody that said, a lot of people don't know that one of the major side effects of CBD oil is having to consistently remind people that you use CBD oil. And I will say it's true. And the reason that people are doing that, as much as that sounds like a joke, it is true, is because, again, it does work. Got a call from my aunt, who I believe is probably watching now, and she's telling me that because it works for my uncle, and he's a golfer, and I was talking to him about how Willie Cunningham took off strokes of his game by using CBD gum and this and that, and so of course he's like, all right, well, give me some of that. So and again, it works for him, so he's telling all his buddies and pals all over tiny little upper, and now all of a sudden everybody's like, wait, what, and again, it's because it works, people talk about it. And so I love that tweet. That's, I'm gonna remember that when anybody ever asks me what the side effects are, I'm gonna be like, well, the major side effect is that you can't stop telling everybody you're using it. So that's fun. And so that's kind of the news for today. We'll get on to some events that actually start today. I was late to getting information on this, or I would have told everyone earlier. But if you're in the Frankfurt area today, I would seriously think about trying to get to the Hemp Legends panel that's going to be at the Kentucky State University Research Farm. And it's from 2:30 to 5 today. And again, that's at the Kentucky State University Research Farm in Frankfurt, Kentucky. And so I'm Rick Trojan's going to be there again. A lot of the same people are going to be at our Hempin are going to be there, but you also have Victory Hemp, who is a huge grain user as far as the food product in Kentucky, using domestically grown grain. And so, that's going to be, again, the real doers and the really educated are going to be there. And so, if you're in the Frankfurt area, I would highly recommend that you check that out. And if you're in the Cincinnati area, tomorrow night again is the Hemp in Cincinnati event at 3 Points Urban Brewery. Come join us between 6 and 9, again, for some highly educated hemp people, and industry leaders and new industry people and all kinds of good stuff going to be going on there. And we're going to be talking about hemp in Ohio. We'll be talking about hemp in the country and hempin at the 3 Points Urban Brewery tomorrow night. Also tomorrow, if you're in the Newcastle, Pennsylvania area, you have the Hyber Symposium. It's at the Thaddeus Stevens School. Once again, for most of the events that I talk about, and I try to get to the webpage, if you go to hemptations.com, the first page has all our information events we're in. The second page has all the events that I talk about on the High Noon Hemp Show. So if you need to be reminded, I try to put more details there, addresses if I have them, emails and things like that. And so check out the Hemptations Beach, not Hemptations Beach, just hemptations.com. You're checking out the Hemptations Beach Facebook page right now, unless you're on Twitter or Facebook.
A few of you that have been told that we're live are checking us out.
That's right. That's right. And I should have gone to, there was a survey that Facebook was going to let me do, and I don't know why I didn't do it, and I should have, because I could have given them some feedback on things. I suppose it's probably because I don't want to look them in looking into me too much, because as we all know, my first name is not Yep. November 8th through the 10th, if you want to make a little trip to Hawaii this weekend, I would recommend it because Doug Mightyfine is going to be the keynote speaker at the Let's Talk Hemp in Hawaii. So if you're in Hawaii or you want to make a last minute trip, get there. I think you have to leave tomorrow. It's a long trip to Hawaii to get there by the 8th. But Doug is he's a great spokesperson, great spokesperson. Just got a hold of me recently. I will be quoted, I believe, in his next book. And he's written at least two books that I know of on hemp at this point. And of course he's been on Stephen Colbert, I think, and he was big media out there for a while. Love that guy. We've shared stages as well. November 15th. This is kind of interesting. You can go tour a hemp drying and processing in Kokomo, Indiana. Now, this is Third Wave Farms, who's down in southeastern Kentucky. Mike Lewis been growing hemp for 5 years. One of the first hemp farmers in the country, federally recognized, and all that in Kentucky. But their hemp drying and processing is in Kokomo, Indiana. So if you want to go check that out, and you go to thirdwavefarms.com for more information on that and all the things that Mike is involved in, which is a semi-daily business for him. When he's not on his hemp farm, he himself is out there educating people on industrial hemp. The 16th and the 17th of November, you have Hemp at the Crossroads in Indianapolis. And so things, again, are moving forward in Indiana. As much as they're not cannabis friendly, they are getting their industrial hemp game together. And again, it's because they're looking at Kentucky and they're saying, wow, look how much they're doing. Same thing Ohio should be saying. And hopefully we will be next year. We'll see how that goes. Also on November 16th, you got the Kentucky Hemp CBD Symposium and Expo in Louisville. November 19th through the 21st, this is one I find interesting, is the International Hemp Auction and Market in Nashville, Tennessee. I just got information on this, but if you're in Kentucky, once again, you want to go because some of the people that are going to be there are definitely worth hearing from. November 21st, see, I just made up a word, 21st, CBD Hemp Dinner Information Exchange. This is in Bardstown, Kentucky. And so I think that's gonna be a good event to learn about and have some bourbon because it's at the Bourbon Company. Enjoy some bourbon and talk about hemp. And I just talked about the hemp bourbon a couple weeks ago. November 22nd, hemp, a plant for the planet. And this is at the Georgia Institute of Technology in Atlanta. And so if you're around the Atlanta, I'm interested to hear what the Georgia Institute of Technology has to say about a plant for the planet because I 100% agree. And so that's going to be interesting and well. And then we got one I just saw coming about in Murray, Kentucky, December 19th. So we got a while for this one. But again, it's an all-day event, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. At the CFSB Center. So I get some more details on that, on what that really is and what's going on there. And so that's it. That's the news. That's the events. That is the High Noon Hemp Show. We don't have any questions. I don't believe.
Check in
yes.
In the chat room. He just said, "Howdy, Hempy Hump Day."
Howdy, Hempy Hump Day. What is today? Hemp Day. One of my advertisers said I should do one of those. Like a Hemp Day. You know what is today? I can just see me walking around the store asking the employees, you know what today is? You know what today is? Hemp Day.
And have them rolling their eyes as you walk away.
That's right. Every day is Hemp Day. Yep, that's right. There goes Beach again with Hemp Day. Hemp Day.
That's pretty good.
It is a good idea. I have to admit that it is Hemp Day. And for those of you that live a sheltered life, that's from a commercial.
Yes. For those of you who don't know commercials.
Commercials, that's right. So anyway, once again, folks, check in at hemptations.com. You can get to the link to shop some of our products, check out everything that's going on in the hemp world. We now broadcast the show live, so tell your friends if they don't do Facebook to go to YouTube and subscribe to the Jedi Hemp channel. You can watch us there live or follow my Twitter feed. Joe, I piggyback Joe's Periscope feed of the show. And so, we are everywhere doing everything we can for industrial hemp. Thanks, everybody. And remember, reduce, reuse, recycle. Make everything else out of hemp. Having Hemptations.
See y'all next week.